Okay, so just a quick word on this page. So if you don't know what career you want by the time you leave school, as I say, I'm completely fine with that, but you need to be able to answer 2 questions by the end of year 11. The first is, what kind of direction do you want to go in? And the wheel that is on this page with all the different colours on it, so there are 17 different directions that you can take your career in. So rather than saying to me, I want to be a midwife, or I want to be a social worker, or I want to be a chemical engineer, what I would rather you did is that you said what direction you wanted to go in. Now, you may be clicking on this page because you don't know what direction you want to go in, but usually by now at school and in your life outside of school, you will have identified that there are certain things that you like doing, certain subjects you're interested in, and I suppose really in terms of your career direction, there are 3 kind of groups. I think the first is academic, so there are some career directions that you can see, so things like science and research, which are quite academic, involve getting a lot of knowledge, and again, you will probably know by now if you enjoy academic work or not. The second group, I suppose, will be more creative. So there's actually one called creative, which is creative arts and media, but there are some other ones like digital and education which apply. So if you enjoy creative activities, those could be on a computer, or maybe working with paper, working with sounds, working with design, those sorts of things. There are career paths for that. And the third group, I suppose, is practical. And the main one people think when they look at practical is construction, but there are also things like sport, there are also things like engineering, where some of those career paths will be quite active, quite practical. Although I do have to say, you do still need qualifications if you want to do well in those areas. So that's the first thing. Have a look at the career directions, have a look at the industries, and see which ones catch your eye, see which ones interest you. A couple of things I would also say on those: you will have more than one career in your lifetime, so if you've got 2 or 3 that you're interested in, that's fine. Possibly your thought process at this point needs to be, which one I'm going to look at first with the further education that I get after school. Second kind of question you need to answer in year 11 is, what kind of qualification level do you aspire to achieve? And the main question there is, do you fancy going to university or not? Do you fancy going and taking your studies further and further after your education after school, and maybe go on and doing a degree level qualification? Now, I won't lie to you, there are some career paths, there are some options within the career paths that will be cut off from you if you don't aim for a degree level qualification. So I'll give you 2 examples. So nursing, social work, those are 2 career paths where you have to get not only a degree but a certain actual type of degree. That doesn't mean that you have to do a degree when you turn 18. If you go off and go to college or sixth form, the next step has to be a degree. I got my degree when I was about 30 years old, but I do regret not doing it when I left college at 18. I wish I'd gone and done it then. And if you can get a good idea and a good idea about whether you want to go on and do a degree, that really will influence the decisions that you make and the things that you apply for in year 11. So the career direction and the qualification level, if you can get a handle on those 2 things, then actually the choice of things that you can do when you leave school will become pretty clear. If you're unsure about those things, of course, get in touch with me, careers@thehollins.com, or send me a message on Teams, or grab me when we're in school. But try and get answers to those questions, and I think the way forward for you will become a lot clearer.